Hey guys, what's going on? Today I want to show you guys just the add-ons that I'm using and do a little bit of a guide for them, as there's a couple people that were asking me about my add-ons and how you can get them and what they do. So I'm going to open the first add-on, which is Add-on Control Panel. This lets you see your add-ons in-game and is very helpful. So I'll just be going through the add-ons in my list and just kind of explaining a little bit about them. Um, and I'll only really be going over the ones that I use. So the first one is Atlas Loot. Atlas Loot is basically something that will show you guys what drops the specific loot from specific bosses in specific instances or raids. It's a pretty good add-on. It's just nice to know, I guess, if you're gear hunting or if you're looking for a specific upgrade, then you can use Atlas Loot to figure out where it drops. The next one I use is Bag Brother. This is something so that you can just see where your items are on any given character, and it says where it's in their inventory, bank, or their vault. So this is kind of nice because you won't go and buy something you don't need, essentially. And all these add-ons, of course, aren't really essential add-ons, but I will star some that I feel like are essential add-ons. Bagnon is another good add-on, and it basically allows this. I really like that kind of all-in-one style as opposed to each bag. I just feel like it looks nicer to me. A lot of these are aesthetics, a lot of the add-ons that I get. Or a couple at least. The next one is Bartender. Bartender is severely important for me, or like, I wouldn't say severely important, but I like it a lot because it really can condense your heads-up display, I guess, your HUD, instead of having stuff all over the place and moves all over the place along here and along here, like especially if you're using someone like a druid or a warlock who has tons of moves all over the place, then it's really nice because you can customize everything and you can make them smaller and take away the little gaps. Like on the original moves, there's kind of a space in between everything, and I don't really like that because I like everything to just be clean cut, kind of, so that it's easily seeable in just this little section. Like, that's pretty much all my stuff. And now this is something I will talk about, which is really nice, is the transparency. You can adjust the transparency so that you don't see things that you don't need to see. Like, you don't need to see this bar, so I make it so that it's pretty much invisible. You don't really need to see that, or your form bar, because you can just turn them into hotkeys. So I really like it for that, and I find it just makes my screen look a lot cleaner. There's not so much stuff everywhere, and I'm kind of a fan of that. I don't like having stuff everywhere. The next one is Chatter. Chatter is nice basically because it allows you it just gives various different chat improvements, which I really find is nice because you can, I'm pretty sure with this one you can copy text. Like if someone puts a link or something in there, then you can just actually right-click your chat box and it will allow you to copy text from there. The next one is Deadly Boss Mods. This is a given. If you're not using this mod for PvE, then you're putting yourself way behind, because it tells you pretty much everything you're going to need to know for every instance and every raid. So this I would star as a detrimental must-have add-on. If you don't have DBM, I suggest you get it now because it will make raiding way easier. It will make, like, doing instances, anything you haven't done before, it'll make it way easier. This is an add-on that I used. It's called Diminishing Returns, and it attaches diminishing return icons to units, which can be players or it can be just random NPCs. I use this specifically for an arena add-on, and Gladius may cover this. I haven't gotten to 90 yet to see if Gladius does this, but before it didn't, and so I ended up getting this, and it's basically allows you to see the diminishing returns effects on someone and how long before they're gone, so that you can get maximum lengths CCs off. And I find that to be really crucial. You need to know how long you're going to be able to CC someone. Like, there's a big difference if you're going to stun someone for 5 seconds or if you're going to stun someone for 1.25 seconds. So you really need to know how to maximize your crowd control abilities. Now the next one I got is Gatherer. Gatherer is just really nice for any gathering prof, being herbing and mining, so that you can quickly farm all your materials. It's not detrimental, but it'll help you a lot if you are using these profs. This I would start as a totally essential add-on. Gladiator Loss Essay is the verbal component to when people use moves. You've probably heard it before in people's videos for arenas. I would say this move is just, or this add-on is super key, and you should have it because it's the thing that says, like, you know, like tranquility or trinket used, or any move, like any big cooldown, or let's say like recklessness, you know when all those go off. And for arenas, I would say it's essential because it'll tell you, say, for a paladin, when their bubble goes up, but it'll also tell you when their bubble goes down, which is really crucial because if you switch targets to focus, then it'll tell you exactly when you can switch back to, say, the paladin and rip his face off after you got him to pop his bubble. And it's good for world PvP, like world PvP. I've kind of liked it for that because if there's a rogue or something around, or anybody, it'll say something, and then that kind of instantly gives you a heads up that someone's around and that you should kind of be watching your back. So I like it for that because it does let you know when, like, you could be getting ganked. Gladius is an awesome add-on, and I would also say it's key. It tells you everything from it tells you a lot. Like, I think diminishing returns since it's updated, I would assume that it's all fixed. So it tells you diminishing returns, it tells you their health, it tells you when to use their trinket, and it's just basically an arena frame, which is nice. So an arena frame would come up here, and it would have like their trinket attached to it in a little box next to it, and it would have all the diminishing returns of moves that they have on them to the left of that. And it's really key. Like, a lot of people use Gladius. A lot of people, between these two add-ons, this can totally change. Like, I don't know if there's anyone that's a really high rank that doesn't use these because of how detrimental they are. Because they just give you so much information that if you're not using them and someone else is, you're totally behind. Because Gladiator Lost SA, but I think also, especially Gladius, you can actually see the timer on their trinket. So you know when their trinket comes back, which obviously is crucial for being able to CC someone until the point that you can kill them. So that's very important. Healers have to die. This is a really important one, I would say, for BGs, or especially RBGs. This is when you really want this. It's good in two cases. Offensively, you can see who all the healers are, and it puts like a little healer sign over their head, or like, I guess, just a little plus. So that's really helpful. But it's also nice because it will tell you when your healers are getting attacked. So if you need to switch off a target, or if you're just kind of randomly attacking people, not randomly attacking people, you know what I mean though. But this will tell you when your healer is getting attacked, so you can go and defend them, because you need to defend your healers in RBGs. It's not entirely just about killing theirs, because if you are trying to kill all their healers and you just let all yours die yourself, then you're not doing a very good job. JPack, I do love this add-on. I couldn't really imagine not having it, and this is what it does. It's nice because it just rearranges everything and it does categorize it. So it's really nice just because your bag can get really messed up. Like when you've got this many slots, you can kind of lose things. And I'm not sure if this does this in the actual game because I've been using this so long, but it does put frames around everything. So you can instantly say that this is trash and that this... Oh, sorry. And that this, obviously, is a blue item and this purple item so that you can see all that. So that's very nice for that. But yeah, but JPack is what rearranges, and I find that to just be really nice to get things organized. And that will actually work on your bank too. The next one is Juked, and Juked also is like a cooldown tracker. I would say is very important for arenas. You really should have this because once again it's like one of those add-ons that if you don't have it, you're behind if they're using it, because this will tell you when they've used a cooldown or even an interrupt, and it'll tell you when it's back. So this is really key because you know that, like, oh hey, he's got no defensive cooldowns up right now, I can pop all my offensive ones and just blow them up. And people, like if someone else is using that and you aren't, then it can really screw you over because you might pop all your offensive cooldowns and it's a mage and he's just like ice block, and it's, you know what I mean, GG for the next 3 minutes. Like you can't do anything. So this is super crucial, I would say. I feel like between Juked, Gladius, Gladius, and Gladiator Lost SA, if you're not using those, you're going to be really behind because of just the amount of intel that they kind of give you on your opponent. The next one I use is mixed scrolling battle text, and I like this as opposed to the other battle text, mostly aesthetically, but it does also have some useful information, and it'll tell you when something falls off. Look, so say Savage Roar, it'll tell me when Savage Roar falls off, and it's just all those little things that give you a heads up that just you have more focus on whoever you're trying to kill, because these things will just pop up in the middle of your screen and you're not looking down here at your buffs or anything like that. Now next is move anything. As you can see, I've moved a lot of stuff around here. My nameplates are down here, and if I click on someone, see, I've got it like that, so that there's my target and there's my target's target. So I've moved all those down here to make it so that when I'm in a fight, this is the only region that's really taken up by anything. And I prefer that just because I do like to be able to kind of see what's going on more. So I like that, to be able to, you know, obviously move anything is really nice. Omni CC is great because it can do this. So now there's a little timer on everything, and again, it's one of those things that it's like, yeah, like someone could argue like, oh, well, you don't really need that, and you don't really need it, but it just makes things easier, because when you've got a bunch of cooldowns, like especially in arena situations, a lot of these I have for arena situations, it's really key to know the exact second that you're going to have something back, so that you can go and tell someone, like, obviously you're going to be on Skype or some kind of medium to talk to your partners for higher level arenas, and so then you can actually give them a second value of how long before you can, you know, go and burst someone down. The next one I use is Postal. Postal is purely for pleasure. You can just go and grab all your mail at once, and it makes mailing a little bit easier. Definitely not detrimental to have, but I do like it. Recount. This is just your standard damage meter that you put on and just say everyone's DPS and all that, and you can get it to do heals per second and a lot of stuff. A lot of people use this. You've seen it probably in every video, especially like when it comes to PvE. If you're a PvPer, you probably haven't seen it. But For PvE, a lot of people like to see it so they can see how much damage they're doing, and it kind of helps you perfect your rotation, because obviously a better rotation means higher, more consistent damage. So it's a nice add-on to have. It's kind of like one of those basic add-ons. The next one I got is Sexy Map, obviously, which is nice just to have a sexy map. And you can move it all around, you can resize it. I just kind of like it, and it's something that's kind of different from the legit kind of just standard map. And it's nice because you can change them. I do have the one that is takes up the smallest area of space, but you can get a couple cool ones. Let's see if I can switch that. Yeah, there's like a rogue one, and then what else is there? There's another cool one. Is it the ruins one? No, not the ruins one. Which one is it? There's blue and diamond. Stargate? Yeah, so there's a lot of them. And I think there's user submitted ones too. Yeah, there's the shamanism one, and the shamanism one's actually the one that I think is a pretty sweet map, actually. It's really cool. But I do stick with the Burning Sun one, just because it's small, and I like I don't need to have a big gigantic map, and it's nice because you can change the scale and everything of it. So I do like that. Like, as you can see, like, I've changed the scale of all my moves and everything too to make use of space better. The next one is Tidy Plates, and Tidy Plates is exactly what it says, and it's really nice. I'll see if I can find something to kill really quickly. And I think there's some gigantic birds over here. But I would say Tidy Plates is a very nice one to have. I guess I'll just kill the snake. So, the fuck? Are these invisible snakes? Yes, they are. Okay, so what Tidy Plates will do is this, and it makes the plates obviously a little bit nicer. It puts your combo points up here if you use combo points, and it'll put all your dots with the timers up there and everything. So that's a really nice effect. Now you can see mixed scrolling combat text in effect here as well. So it's just some nice little changes, and I do like especially if you're like a warlock or something like that, it's nice to be able to see all your dots on someone. Oh shit. Oh, I thought I was getting thought I was getting killed. It's like, that's why I didn't want to move, because currently I am out in the 87 questing zone, and it's coming along pretty decent. I haven't had too much time to play, but I've gotten to 87 relatively quickly. Okay. So back here to my safe place. Tip Tack. Tip Tack's really nice. I wonder if it'll... No, it won't work on myself. Gorsetband. So, okay, so here's somebody. So this is what Tip Tack does, and it's really nice because it shows all their buffs on them, shows their health. It'll show their spec and everything, which is really nice, and you can actually move it. So I like that a lot. And so if you didn't like where it is, then you can of course move it anywhere as you want. It's just good for at-a-glance stuff, especially in say a battleground or something like that. It's nice to see that you can see all their buffs, and it'll show more than buffs. It'll show dots and everything on them. Anything that would come up here would come up in Tip Tack. So it's really nice to have for a quick just kind of heads up thing. And you could have a target and then just look at someone and see all their stuff rather than, picking them and then checking it all out down here. And the next one that I use, I think there's just a bunch of Tip Tacks and Tidy Plates there, yeah. So the next one I use is TomTom. TomTom is a GPS, and it's just kind of, or a GPS, I guess, arrow, and usually used in conjunction with other add-ons so that someone can set in waypoints, like someone else or yourself can set in waypoints, and then TomTom will direct you See, so it goes from green to red depending on your direction, if you're going the right direction or not. And it's nice for saving time. You get to places a little bit faster and stuff, but it's used mainly for my next add-on, which I do feel is detrimental for leveling. Oh, I didn't want key bindings. The next one I'm going to talk about is WoW Pro. WoW Pro is absolutely amazing. I've been using it to level, and it can make it so that once you kind of start getting fried out from grinding, you can still quest, because this will basically just tell you everything to do. It tells you what quest to grab, and it has, like this has 211 different objectives, and the items that you'll have to use will come up here on the side. So it's really nice. Like, you won't even have to open your bag when you're questing, because it'll just say it. And it has like the panthers are in the area around the memorial flames, so it gives you little hints too. Like, someone actually went through and did all this, and it's kind of like Quest Helper, but I find it's way better. And you can go through and like, it has your current guide, and then you can go through and do your guide list, and this has straight from level 1 all the way to 90. And it makes it nice, so like, if you have a bunch of quests to turn in on someone, then it'll go and it'll, like, you can click and it'll pick, or it'll turn in all the quests all at once, and I'm pretty sure it still will pick the best item for your spec in there. And that is an option that you can turn off if, in case you want to buy like, or get like off-spec items, of course, but it's really nice. And like, if you're picking up quests, it'll grab all the quests that you need to pick up at once. Like, now that I've used this, I would never want to go without it, because it allows you to kind of branch out, so you're not always doing those same quest areas that you always do, because you know how to do them quickly. Like, obviously, if you're trying to grind out someone all the way to 90, then you're going to want to do what you know, because it's faster, and you don't want to waste a bunch of time, you know, questing random quests that you've never done, and of course you're wasting all this time trying to figure them out. So this actually allows you to do any quest in the game, and quickly and efficiently. So I would say that that's really nice, and it's a feature that I really love. Like, I couldn't imagine not using this. I would star this as like a detrimental leveling add-on. Like, if you had to get any leveling add-on, I would say go get WoW Pro. And it's not on Curse or anything. You just Google it, and they've got their own website, and you can find it there. And it's a really active community that makes this add-on. So I would definitely check it out if you are looking to level anyone up, because it will help you immensely. And then the next one that I use is X-Pearl unit frames, and this is what you're seeing down here. And I really like this a lot, because there's a lot of stuff you can customize. Like, there's a ton of options that you can kind of customize, and I just really like it a lot. And there's just so much that you can actually customize and pick, and like, you can see target of target, and then the player's debuffs, and you can decide what, like, where you want them and everything. Like, you can put, like, as you can see, I've got all my buffs up top, and you can do that. And it's just a really nice, and way better than the original, I feel like, for sure. So I would definitely suggest that, because there is actually a couple things in here that can make your life a little bit easier. Sorry. Yeah, there's a couple options in here that can make your life easier for fighting people in arenas, and it's nice. Like, it's just got everything you're really gonna need. Like, it'll tell you someone's spec. Like, if I click on this person because they don't have a spec, but there's someone out here right now, I don't think. But yeah, it's... Oh, is it a person? No, it's just... Oh yeah, it's a tree. It's a druid. Yeah, so see, you can see... I guess it just shows that he's a druid, but it doesn't show his specific spec. But it'll show their class, and as you can see, it shows all their buffs and everything. And it's just really nice. I like it a lot. and you can tell like how long between this and Omni CC. You can tell like if they've got a crowd control effect on them, you can tell how long they're gonna have it on them for, which is really nice, and it's something that is definitely helpful. Like see entangling roots here, and you can see how long it's going to be on them for, which is really nice. So I really like that quite a bit. And I think that pretty much concludes. There was one that I did want to talk about that I think I missed, which is battleground targets. I don't have this activated right now because I'm obviously not in a battleground. But battleground targets, I would say, is one of those ones that is crucial for RBGs. You definitely want it because it'll, instead of, if you even get a list, I can't even remember it because I've used it for so long now. Um, it basically puts their entire team roster up here, but the thing that's nice about it is it initially will tell you their specs, it'll tell you who the healers are and all that stuff. So it's really nice for quickly at a glance just seeing like, okay, this person's a healer, this person's a healer, this guy's the tank. So it's really nice for that, and a lot of people do use that, and it has in it too, it has all their health bars and everything, so you can see the healers that are low when you're DPSing down healers. So I would say definitely get that because it's very nice. And what? This boomkin looks funky. Why does he look so funky like that? Oh shit, yo. I should have healed his ass. Oh, doesn't make me a very good druid. I was like, ah, cool. There we go, though. That'll make it up to him. There we go. It's a gigantic crit. I don't know why this guy doesn't have any gear on. Sucker, you need some gear. Oh dear. Shadow Priest. But, yeah, so that's it right there. And those are all the add-ons that I use. If you guys want me to go into any more specifically, like the PvP add-ons especially and stuff, then feel free to shout out that, and I will get to it as soon as I can, and I can do a little guide on it, because some of these add-ons are pretty elaborate, and I could probably do a guide on just one add-on and explain all the features more in depth if you guys would like that. So I hope you like that, and I hope it helped. Please like and subscribe, really helps me out, and I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time.